Can I be honest?
Mm.
I mean, I
Do you
love
want
this
to make
guy, but his camera is so clear that I'm super self-conscious about mine. Because I'd use it backup and I'd just look like this shady, like I'm in some dark church. And
you are. You have a church candle right
I got
beside
the
you.
I
You
know,
figure there's a glow of the heavens like coming out the side that there's a light orb. You got a big like
it's
From movies to video games, welcome to Marie Plays It All. Today's episode is Relatively Geeking, where my brother Rob and I geek out about the good times and some weird times, because let me tell you, it has been a hectic and eventful week in video game land. Okay. Rob and I already recorded an episode about this topic. We have to share some of our thoughts that, we already recorded because they're just too,
spicy.
they're too spicy. I couldn't think of the word. Thank you. But there's been so many things that have developed over the last like 48 hours, I'm going to say, that we have to do a whole new episode now. So, Rob, fill the people in on what has been happening over these last few days. It's been insane.
Well, I'm sure all of you heard that we have went to hell and back.
Great.
Happily, PlayStation has walked back its demand that even if you have the PC version of Helldivers 2, you needed to make a PlayStation Network account. And as all of you know, as we learned over the past couple days, that if you had bought Helldivers 2 on PC, you still needed to have a PlayStation Network account to play Helldivers 2. And moreover, many people in many countries could not get a PlayStation Network account. You could not get those accounts in those countries, like 160 of them, which means they couldn't play Helldivers 2.
What is the purpose? Like why do you need a PlayStation account on PC to play the game?
Oh, the investors need it.
What
Yeah.
for?
Data collection. So now that you have a
Oh.
PlayStation account, they collect your data. And secondly, not only that, it forces you to join the PlayStation network, like the sort of, as it's called, ecosystem. And that
Ugh.
means there's a greater, not only can you report the numbers of how many people are on the network to your investors, it could pull some people into using money on it in some
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
So it's nothing but corporate greed. That's what PlayStation does. It's the bad guy of the consoles right now. It used to be Xbox. Nintendo's the worst, actually. And
Mm.
Nintendo's terrible. They'll sue you just for saying the word Mario on YouTube. But fortunately, as we know over the past couple days, PlayStation has recanted and relented, which means yay gamer democracy, because it was the gamers who cried aloud and forced PlayStation to no longer demand making these accounts.
Isn't it crazy, Rob? Isn't
Mhm.
it crazy that a huge company like PlayStation was trying to force people to not only get a PlayStation account if they were playing on a computer, on a PC, on Steam to get a PlayStation account, but also to buy a console, $500 console in order to play, and that enough people in the gaming community banded together and voiced their opinions on this very curtly, voiced their opinions, their rightful opinions. And it was like 24 hours later, a huge company like PlayStation were like, okay, we'll listen to you. Like that's not what it was. What?
You all think it was democracy, but it was actually theocratic monarchical power that was behind PlayStation's change. As I was speaking to you but previously, about this, most of you didn't notice this, but there was one political entity that was banned. I say banned from playing Helldivers 2 on PC if
Mhm.
they didn't get an account. They're in effect banned. Let's be honest, people. And this country is the most important country on earth, the country that bears the truth. Is it even a country? Or is it heaven on earth? It was, yes, if you look at the list, it was the Holy See. That's right, folks, the Vatican. if you lived in the Vatican, like the Pope, like the Swiss Guard, like all those cardinals and their boyfriends, if you were with them in the Vatican, in the Holy See, in the Holy Magisterium, and you bought Helldivers 2 on PC, you needed to make an account with PlayStation. Did you see what one of the countries is?
What? Which one?
The Holy See.
What's the Holy
Yeah,
See?
yeah, yeah. What's the Holy See? Come on. Are you joking? Okay, check this out.
I see Holy See.
Yeah, you do. Okay.
No, it's way down at the
HIJKLMNOPQRSTHIA.
bottom.
You know what that is?
What?
How do you not know?
Well, stop it!
It's the Vatican. The Pope can't play Helldivers 2. Oh shoot. Oh,
I didn't know
oh.
they called it that. PlayStation bans the Pope.
PlayStation
Helldivers.
bans the Pope from Helldivers 2.
One chance to dive into hell, and he can't do it.
Yeah, yeah. He could have dove into hell and saved our souls alongside Jesus Christ. Ba, 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 ba. One bread, one body. Like he could, like Jesus is resurrected and he's got two Gatling guns. You get flashbanged and he heals your blindness. The Pope is like flanked by his like altar boy bros and some cardinals. The Swiss guard come marching in. On the third day, he respawns after he dies. Like it's ridiculous. One bread blows up, falls down, one body in PvP. In today's news, the Pope crucifies PlayStation in a scathing encyclical. He unites the world behind him, like conversions to Catholicism have exploded across the nation. My child. It's like when you read the book of Revelation, you find out like the whore Babylon is PlayStation for Ben. It's like the 10-headed beast. The four horsemen, one of them's PlayStation, death, pestilence. I think people kind of didn't see the fact that the Holy See was on the list. The Pope's country. So people think it was democracy gamers banding together, rising up, voicing their opinions against evil the corporate world. No, man, I think it was some good old elite versus elite. The capitalists elite versus the theocratic elite. It was the Pope, I believe, behind this all along. He's the one that saved gamers. He's like, you'll go to hell. You'll go to hell if you do not open up hell for our gaming.
I think you're right, Rob, and I think part of it was like you calling it out and us giving like little prayers and stuff like that. I think it was the recognition of the ungodliness of banning the Pope from playing Helldivers.
Actually, I did like 10 Hail Marys, in which case I'm the one that saved Helldivers too.
You're a
I
savior,
mean,
Rob.
it's think about it. The Pope was in effect banned. Well, I'm just gonna say he's excommunicated from Helldivers. Ukraine, PlayStation now not only hoards exclusives, they're trying to force people who've bought this game on PC onto their network, even though many people in other countries cannot. One of the countries is called Ukraine. You're in the middle of a war. You want to play some Helldivers in order to, forget. And all of a sudden, PlayStation's like, yeah, basically, you can't play this game. Oh, yeah, your country is under attack. Buy some PlayStations. Yeah, the Pope needs to come and give, PlayStations to Ukrainians for charity. It's like a PlayStation drive. Imagine dropping a PlayStation, one of the plates as they walk down the church asking for donations. You know what? I wonder if PlayStation has blabbed about solidarity with Ukraine at any point.
This is from March 10th, 2022.
Okay. Oh,
PlayStation suspends all sales and shipments in Russia in support of Ukraine.
that's what I thought. That's what I thought. I thought I was going to say that. Yep.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. It was absolutely bizarre. Now, one of the things that I must say, looking at the response, is that after PlayStation pulls back, temporarily, who knows what they're going to do in the future, right? Because they're greedy pigs. If you look at the PlayStation X, meaning Twitter account, Helldivers fans, we've heard your feedback on Helldivers 2 account linking update. The May 6 update, which would have required Steam and PlayStation Network account linking for new players and for current players beginning May 30th, will not be moving forward. Okay, look at this. We're still learning what is best for PC players, and your feedback has been invaluable. We're still learning what is best for.
Ow!
This is the patronizing elite tone that we talked about in a previous video about how making the account, although it takes 120 seconds, is not the point.
No.
It's this sneering, pre-liberal French aristocratic arrogance where they look down upon you. We're still learning what is best for PC players. Like, either you're incompetent
Hmm?
or you're lying
Hmm?
or
What do you? Well,
both.
I mean,
But
what do you?
they're lying. Like they know what's best,
Mhm.
so they're lying.
They only want what's best for them. That's the only thing. They don't care. Oh, we're still learning, guys. Story. We made a boo boo.
Yeah.
Forgive us.
And then for me, the first comment is now everyone can leave Arrowhead alone. This is an absolute insane win or insane W. And I'm like,
How is it a W? It should have never been an L. It should have never been an L in the first place.
I know, this is the thing, man. Like, I don't think we should view this as an insane win. More just like, yeah, this is how it should be.
Well, it's like remember I said they giveth and then taketh away? This is them taketh thing and then giveth thing and being
Right.
like, oh, you're right, guys. You're right. Sorry, we're still learning. It's like you shouldn't have cooketh in the first place.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
they're the heroes now. They're the heroes now because they're like, oh, we listen to you guys actually. So you can anyone can play the video game now. The Pope can play it again.
The
We're
Pope.
sorry. We didn't know. Ukraine can play it again. The Philippines can play it again. All you guys can play it again. You're right. We made a boo boo. It's like just and then they're heroes. Oh, thank you, PlayStation Daddy. Thank you.
Yeah. No, yeah. Just the tonality of it bothers me. I'm just a cynical person.
Mm,
It's the conflict between creativity and art and profit.
yeah.
And that is a primordial conflict. Way in the back in the Renaissance, you have patrons patronizing artists, great artists to make great art. But the patron influences the art or can at the very least. This happens in the modern university and it happens with publishers and developers. And it happens in the movie industry that people have
Mm,
creative visions. They want to do something that's good. They want to move the audience, but they are concerned with putting food on the table. And the wealthy, powerful people they're beholden to has a lot of control over them. So
yes.
I don't trust anyone.
No.
People saying things like, I had faith in Bethesda until, um, you know, Stupid Field came out. You you should never ever have faith in a company. I mean, you shouldn't have faith in anyone. I lost faith in
Ever.
humanity. Like
Except for the
the
Pope.
Pope. You could have
Faith in the Pope.
in the Pope. And then now people are jubilant and saying, oh, don't go after the devs. They're on our side. They're the side of the gamers. I just step back. There's a lot of complicated interests and relationships going on.
Yes.
And I think rather than being happy that your child isn't punching your other child in the face anymore, it should be, yeah, good. This is the way it should be. Don't do it again.
Right. And for people saying it's W for the devs, I think it's a W for the players because they're the ones who spoke out, and they're the ones who like, and then they actually won. They actually, it was, if I mean, if no one said anything, if everyone was like, okay, this is fine, then they would have just went along, they would went ahead with it, and they would have just done it. But because
The Pope
social media
won.
can be the Pope won, I know, because everyone prayed to the Pope, but because social media can be such a weapon, but it also like band people together and have people bond and like a voice to like actually change things. It can help, it can work, but there was a bigger influence at play.
The Vicar of Christ. Yeah. Well, we'll see how how long this lasts. I'm not saying something's going to dramatically change. I just,
Mm,
when is PlayStation going to pull the next thing?
hmm.
Um, like I think I would rather have a PlayStation than an Xbox because the games that I want are on PlayStation generally. So I
Hmm.
prefer PlayStation as a whole, but PlayStation's, I think, a dirty company. I mean, the way it consumes exclusives, the PlayStation Network fiasco, it's gross. I don't think people should have loyalty, like excessive loyalty to a console.
Oh, of course not. Oh,
Like
of
the PlayStation
course not.
Xbox simps, like just
Yeah,
like play games
yeah,
and be happy when people can play games the way they want.
that's it. That's it.
That's it. I'm tired and still have wounds and scars from the Sega Nintendo wars.
I know, the Dark
The
Ages.
Genesis versus Super Nintendo. Like,
Oh,
I mean, Super Nintendo's way better, but still. So the moral of the story is that democracy works when the Pope's behind it. Spiritual warfare, folks.
thank you for watching this episode of Relatively Geeking on Replays It All. You can find more of our content on our YouTube channel, Not a Strong Start. You can listen to us anywhere you listen to your podcasts. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Not a Strong Start. You can get really distracted with Robbie's praying. You can like and subscribe and share and comment and pray and all that good stuff. Do magic. Hey, that's the devil's work. You warlock. And you can follow me on Instagram at Marie Plays It All. Never stop playing and never stop fighting the man and banding together and raising your voice against the injustice and against the Pope and Ukraine and the Philippines and Vietnam and everywhere else that wasn't allowed to play video games. Or this one in particular. And never stop diving into hell. What else, Rob?
Sure. That sounds good. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Di, la, fo, sa, di, la. Wait, what's Skyrim again?
Bruce Rodas.
Boost. Oh, yeah, I can't always forget that.